First trade of the day, buying the other block, and there was a loss. The first trade was a loss. This was the second trade, still a loss. But it moved pretty well, but came back and took me out. And this is the third trade and the final trade of the day. This was during the PM session, so I was buying below the daily weeks. The daily weeks were discounted per PRE, so I was comfortable buying below that. After the market had displaced, gave me fair value gap and left another block. So I was comfortable buying the other block and the fair value gap. So it's a sort of four contracts on this trade. For now, I have just three, but I'm going to be adding one eventually. And there, my standard projections is what I use to get my take profits and how I'm going to be taking my profits along as the trade goes. So I reduced my risks. I was bringing it just below the consequent encroachment of the other block of the fair value gap. Sorry, and the market was going back and forth, going back and forth, and that inversion fair value gap. I'll be looking forward for price to trade above it. And my stop was there's a balanced price range. If you look, you see the um down close candle and the one up close candle, going up. That was balanced price range. I wasn't looking forward to price coming back to that zone, so I was pretty much very comfortable with where my stop was. I was looking for higher prices all through the trade. I was looking for higher prices, and we have the breakout on the 3 minutes chart. That breakout, you can see the way the bodies of the candles are closing right at the open. Like it was so algorithmic. I think that was the most algorithmic thing on this trade. The breaker price respected very well, though the wicks did the damage, but you could see the bodies respecting it very well. That it was just too good. I had to type it out because I didn't have the mic. There's a voiceover on the trade. And my target was a relative equal high. Just those relative equal highs were created during the launch hour break. I was looking for the market to take them out. And that was my target during the morning session, but price just didn't get to it. Price rather traded lower, and we have price trading back into the buy side, imbalance sell side inefficiency once more. Trading through it, the bodies closing above the inversion fair value gap was a long trade. I think the trade was about an hour and 30 minutes. It was a long trade, a very very long trade. So you see price still closing above the buy side, the balance sell side inefficiency. Price finally broke through, traded above the inflation fair value gap. I had to reduce my risks. I was looking through to see what the S&P and the Dow were doing, and the Dow was trading lower while the S&P was consolidating. So I was kind of worried about the trade, but Nasdaq kept trading higher. Nasdaq kept trading higher, so I was comfortable holding, though not really that comfortable because it's easier when the markets like they're all trading in the same direction. And price didn't even trade to the consequent encroachment of the inversion fair value gap, which I was pretty happy about. I was pretty happy about that, and I was looking for my targets to be hit. Though the market was slow, I was really slow. If you guys to see, I spent about an hour, 30 minutes on this trade, so I really had to compress it, to get it to this time. Looking to my left, the only thing that drew my attention was the relative equal highs. So I was looking for price to trade a little higher because um I think there's the equal highs created during the 9:30 open. So I was looking for price to still trade to that level, but I wasn't demanding too much. I was just looking for low hanging fruit. and that's what price gave me. And see price traded back into the down close candle. That's another block. And the consequent encroachment of that week, you can see price traded to it to the tick. So algorithmic, like that was just too beautiful. No, I had to go down to the 1 minute to 1 minute chat to get a clearer view. And the price just kept repricing higher, and Dow was still trading lower while the S&P was still consolidating. As I was looking for my targets to be hit, we're already trading the final macro, which is always used from 315 to 345. So during that window, I was looking for price to move to my take profit, and there I turned on the arrows for the execution. So when it triggers my sell limit, you guys will be able to see it because it feels cool. It feels cool. So that was what I was. That's the only reason why I had to turn it on because I like to see it too. I like to see it too. Price was still kind of slow here. It was a slow market. It was a really really slow market, and I was really like glad I was on site. Because when I'm on the right side of the market, I can read price very well. But when I'm on the wrong side of the market, I just get stopped out. It hurts. Yeah, it really hurts. But you can see price closing above the consequent encroachment of that week. You see it in a second. And I really like that. Like I really love that. You see, closed above and started repricing higher. I think it's about 3 or 4 candles, and that was it. That was a partial book. And I recouped the loss I made in the morning. I recouped both losses, the losses I made in the morning on both trades. So I had to leave a running position, just one contract to see what the market does at the end. It was a pretty cool trade. It was stressful day though, because the morning session didn't show me love, like it was brutal, especially the second trade. And I made a mistake on my first execution. I had a short instead of a long because I wanted to long the Nasdaq on the other block, but there was this I think it's hotkeys on the keyboard touched something, and another thing came up, and that was just it. But it was a cool trade though. It was a cool trade. Lots of lessons I learned on the trade today, especially about my stop loss placement and you know looking to be on the right side of the market. I just had to close the trade because it seemed like it was taking long. I stopped the video, sorry, not close the trade. I wanted to see just how much the market could do. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.